This is Jackie, and I'm with the lovely Jen of Tonight Alive. We are at my very last stop of the Vans Warped Tour. We're coming up on the end. Thank you. We're getting all super in focus. Appreciate it. We last spoke about 2 years ago. You opened for All Time Low, but a lot has gone on for you guys since then. Underworld came out. What are some of the highlights?
Since 2015.
Yeah, pick three.
Well, crazy things have happened. In the middle of that All Time Low tour, we made a record called Limitless. And that was kind of a far-out record cycle for us. It was the final record that we made with Fearless Records and Sony Records. And we did a few tours on that record, but we went straight into making Underworld when we re-signed to Hopeless and UNFD in Australia. So the whole dynamic in our band's changed. We've lost a member. I mean, we just put out a new record, but it's going so well for us, and we're back on Main Stage Warped. It's a bit of a whirlwind. I don't really think things have stopped very much since I last spoke to you, but things are good.
I caught your set a couple of times in the Warp that I've been covering this year, and I love that your set is very bare bones, and it's just very much about the music. Mm-hmm. Was that a conscious choice, or
as opposed to what
well, some of the bands have more elaborate backdrops. Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot of production on Warp to begin with, but was it a conscious effort to just go out and play and have fun?
Yeah, I think I've tried to strip as much pressure off myself as possible with being a front person. I've changed my style a lot. It's different being on Warped Tour since it's a festival and you kind of really want to excite people because you have such a short time together. But I've really got more in tune with what the band is about. We sort of started branding ourselves as conscious rock since the Limitless era, and that was deliberately because to move away from the pop punk title, but also to draw more attention to the fact that we're a message band and we stand for personal power and emotional freedom. And my mission is to empower others for their sole purpose. So even though I'm not getting in depth and involved with people's lives, I'm just trying to plant seeds for their personal development and encourage healing and self-improvement and things like that. So obviously I've taken your question and run with it a lot, but that's kind of like what the last few years and since the last two records has been a huge focus for Tonight Alive. And I think that's helped me dial into what's important on stage for me, which is really speaking to a crowd and addressing people and, I don't know, bringing love and light. So yeah, I guess production and like hype and stuff isn't as important to us as a true connection is.
I love that.
Thank you.
So you've been doing this for about 10 years or so, give or take, in Tonight Alive. How is that the biggest change or the biggest evolution for you? Is kind of that focus on what matters most? And I love that, planting the seeds. I love that.
Thank you. It's been a slow development, I guess. Because looking back at What Are You So Scared Of, our first record, there's certainly like message in that record, but we didn't know it at the time because we were 18 years old and just out of high school, and some of those songs were written when I was in class. Like some of those lyrics are from notebooks in classrooms. So I didn't really know what was going on at the time, but it was just the beginnings of where we are now. So yeah, each year, each tour, each song, each album, each fan we meet, it just helps that connection expand.
And what role did Thailand have in kind of that, either that evolution or the sound on the record?
That was like a rebellion against the fact that with Limitless, we were under so much pressure to make a record that was more commercially, like, what is the right word? Appealing? Yeah. And yeah, we just kind of had like a really stressful, tumultuous time making that record. So we were like, let's go back to a producer that we have a great friendship with and a really good creative chemistry with. Let's go back to him and let's go on a location. Like, let's make this a working holiday. And it was raining season, and we all had motorbikes, and it was really cool. Like, we love living in a house together, and it was a very tropical experience. And everyone in the band went veg and vegan for that trip, and yeah, it was really special. It helped because it was really still like quite a stressful time of coming out of the Limitless era and touring, and obviously like a lot happened after making the record. So it was important to go and get some like peace and quiet before the storm that did end up hitting later. Yeah.
And you've collaborated with Lynn Gunn and Corey Taylor. What are the benefits of collaborating with other artists, either inside or outside of your genre?
It's cool. I mean, Lynn and I have been friends for about 4 years now. We did a tour with Mayday Parade in 2014, and it was so much fun. It was like we were just so much younger. I mean, only 4 years ago, but it really made a difference to where we were all at in our careers and as people and stuff. So it was just really nice to write a song together. That's the first time Lynn and I have ever written together, and it's just so cool that we got to record it and put it out as a single. So that's really cool for our friendship. And also with Corey Taylor, it's just rad that someone I respect and admire and am a fan of, like, to be able to reach out to him and have him say, absolutely, I'm in, like, send me the song, let's do this, and was just super generous with his time and with his creative energy. So yeah, I don't know, it's just like a special moment for us. And I've been quite protective of our songs in the past and haven't wanted to have feature artists on them. So it's just nice to sort of open our arms and like spread the love a bit and invite people in.
So we're here last week on Warped Tour. You've been working with Dickies Girl. Tell me a little bit about that collaboration at Warped Tour.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, it's a new branch for Dickies. It's like a totally actually separate company, and it's cool. It's like all for girls, and they're just rad skate style clothes, and I've always dressed quite androgynously, so I'm excited to like be an ambassador for them. And I've been doing signings every day, and the difference for me at those signings is that I am without the guys, and I'm not behind a desk, and I kind of get to have these intimate, like, personal conversations with people. And we have really beautiful fans. We don't really have like demanding, like, intense fans. We just have these like beautiful, emotional people that are on that journey of self-healing and self-improvement. So we always have stories to share with each other, and yeah, I appreciate Dickies giving me that space every day.
That's amazing. So what's up next for you after Warped Tour?
A little break, but we're actually booking shows at the moment. Throughout Warped Tour this year, we've been booking tours. It was our 10-year anniversary in May, so there's something following that celebration coming soon, yeah.
I love that tease. Stay tuned for much more from Tonight Alive. This is Jackie. Thanks to Chorus FM and In the Key of Change.